time is nigh. Open up your eyes to see the signs of the times. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the sky from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up off the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
Yes, testing 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? Yes, greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Rosera Menon. Yes, family, y'all already know one perfect balance. Greetings and welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct, and if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. Y'all already know. And yes, I'm almost exhausted from saying it, but it's Friday again. I mean, like, every time you look around, it's just another Friday. It's like time is waiting on no one. That is for sure. So having said that, go tell a friend to tell a friend that Politically Incorrect is live and running.
Real news for the people in real time.
Yes, greetings to you too, family. Real news for the people in real time. Yeah, we got some stuff we're going to touch on tonight. I mean, I'm still trying to catch up with Wednesday night program. If you missed Wednesday night program, you got to go back and check it. It was nothing short of jaw-dropping. I still can't believe $25 million in grants. I'm still trying to find that money. But we're going to find it. But tonight we're going to look at some really good, I have some good news, some really good news, which is good. So we're going to look at the good news. So we're going to definitely be doing that tonight. And tonight is What's on Your Mind? Y'all know what that means. It means I'm opening up the lines for the brave ones, because I know a lot of y'all be like nervous to come on here in case your boss hears you talking. Be like, you was on Politically Incorrect? Yeah, well, yeah. So we're going to open up the lines tonight and get some feed forward. What are your thoughts on what's going on lately? Hurricane Beryl, Barbados, where we going, fisheries. I got some clips to play, by the way, about the fisheries. You can't believe this, but I'll play Mr. Ford and you'll hear what he has to say. I suspect he might have seen the program, just a suspicion, but I got some great news. So in the meantime, go tell a friend to tell a friend. Tammy, as always, I see you. Good night to you. Thanks for being super patient. You get the patient award for Politically Incorrect early out the gate. Give thanks for you all day. Set the energy. Princess Suzanne, greetings to you two friends and family. Yes, love and light all day. Folks on Facebook, as well as those on YouTube. Well, YouTube as well as Facebook. Good night to you too. Jeremiah, greetings to you too. Sean, I see you. Definitely got to shout out some folks I met today that said was going to link up and log on. Very interesting folks. Oh man, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Jackie, greetings to you too, family. Oh man. Yes. I give thanks. Smiling butterflies. Look at you. Look, always the same, man. Food for thought. My PC family, blessed night. Yes, is indeed good food for thought. It was definitely good food for thought on Wednesday night. I today I met someone today actually. Well, Latte was out, and I got to check this before. I wanted to promote something, but something said, let me just double check this and see if this is true. So I want to check it and see if it's true before I go and jump out the window and then land, in the wrong spot. But I was told something, and I gotta confirm it. I just gotta check and confirm it because I don't know how true, but I'm checking it. I'm checking it as we speak before I go say something. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit disappointing. Yeah, I got some good news and some bad news, man. My glow light here isn't working. I hope I'm not coming across in the shade, but it's all good. I might gotta be shady tonight. Yeah, some really not so good news, man. Not so good news. But you can't blame anybody. You got to take responsibility for yourself. I wish they would check these things. Yeah, that's my fault though. But nevertheless, let me get right into this here. Good night to you too, family. Greetings to you too, Andrea. Shout out to the whole Clark family. That's all I gotta say early out the gate. The whole family. Big shout out to the whole family. Sean said, give the bad news first. Yeah, man, it's a bit heartbreaking. Like, I mean, it's super heartbreaking. But I'll still do it. I'll still do it. I got to tell you the truth, nothing but the truth, and I got to discontinue one of my. Uh, Nevertheless, let's go to show you. Goes to show you, man. Daffodil, greetings to you too. Beverly, I see you. I see you. Good night to you. Good night to everyone. Yes, peace and love, family. All day, every day. Miss Critchlow, am I glad to see you? I got some good news and some not so good news. I don't want to call it bad because it might be good for some folks. It's just not so good for me. Not so good for me at all. But yeah, it definitely ain't good for me at all, man. So I gotta put it out there, man. But I want y'all to be very careful when y'all go into the supermarket and stuff like that. When you're buying these groceries, it takes me a while when I go shopping because I got to check certain things. And I didn't. I wanted to try this, but I did try it before. I ain't going front. I did try it before, but then Spirit said, check this out. Actually, my guardian, one of my major guardians said, yo, maybe just put something in your ear. Like. And I went to check, man, and sure enough, I was like, man, oh man, oh man. But again, like I said, you cannot blame the people because in reality, they did tell you. They did tell you. So you can't say you know. Cannot say you did not know. But what is that I'm talking about? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Be patient. I'm going to tell you. But before we get into that, let me just jump right into this video right here, man. Let me just go right into it. Sean said, go ahead with the bad news for us. So I'm gonna go ahead with the bad news first then. So here's the not so good news, man. And I gotta be honest about this, man. And it is a bit bothersome for me personally. So I go have to bite the bullet on this. Now, do not run around Barbados spreading no propaganda after I say what I'm about to say here. Do not run around making no claims and no statements. All right. I'm simply sharing this information because I think it's important because I'm sure a lot of people don't necessarily check. So having said that, I'm going to share this information. Right. Here we go. So as y'all would know, sometimes I do go and I get my multi-grain bread. I was doing the Zephyrin ones at one point in time. And I have to check the Zephyrin. I haven't checked Zephyrins on, but I came across this new purity one as well. It's called 12 grain. And so I figured why not, and I looked at the back, took the ingredients, and I didn't look at it. But I decided, I said, the Spirit said, look, yo, you need to check that out, bro. Like, nah, don't be messing with that. So I was like, all right, no problem. So I took the picture and I, know me. So I got it. And it's a lot of lines, but it's a multi-grain, it's 12 multi-grain. So of course it's gonna have all kind of stuff. So I'm going through it, multi-grain flour, it has the wheat flour, you got the rye, what I'm saying, the corn, the grits, and it goes on and going on, and it goes on, different wheats, flax seed. We love flax seed, what I'm saying, the sesame seeds, can't go wrong so far, the millets. I mean, it got a lot of good stuff in it. But as you get down here, you notice it has the rye malt, what I'm saying. Okay, right, you're saying the buckwheat. I mean, this stuff is good, the rice flour. I mean, it's good. It's going good. And like, really, this stuff is really good. It got the barley flour. I'm sold right there. Like, I'm ready. Barley flour. And I'm going on. I know the absorbent acid, I know the calcium. This is usual stuff. And wheat flour, so on and so, the flaxseed, sugar. Then I come across this word right here. Wait, hold up. So I'm looking at it suspicious, like suspicious, like I'm gonna get this on in a minute. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna hook that up in a second. Yeah, though, family. Yeah, any of y'all know what this is? Like this word right here. And it might bake. Is any bakers present tonight? Any bakers in the building? Any bakers with me, man? Let me see. Daffodil, shout me out here, man. Let me know what's going on, man. Daffodil said, just tell us. I'm telling you, Daffodil. Michelle, come on. Anybody, any bakers here? Wait, Daffodil, you don't bake. I pray that beloved politically incorrect family, the group chat, send your angels to help me, as angels are not only personal, they are for everyone. It could be okay. Okay. We going chat in a minute, bro. I can see that. I got you. Call. I got it. Greetings, Maria. Maria, you know what that word is, Maria? Somebody help me, man. Yes, I know we should be using the Ezekiel bread. I got nothing else to say. I wouldn't mind if it having poppy seeds, but daffodil, yeah, it's shortening. And shortening, according to my grandmother, it got a lot of names, but made from animal fat. But the truth is, shortening is also known as another name it has is lard. Shortening is lard, of course. Michelle, you're being funny, man. You're being funny, man. Say, come on, Oh, at Rose, oh man. Yo, they got me, man. These fuckers got me. Yeah, they got me, man. Yeah, smiling butterfly. It's butter, or I can't believe it's not butter. But you know what? The truth is, lard is pork. I mean, to my knowledge, unless it is vegetable shortening is lard. And all my life growing up, according to my grandmother, Aunt Rose, and Aunt Rose ain't never told me no lie. Lard is hard butter. And lard is pork. You know what I'm saying? It's pork fat, to be exact. Yes, Rastafari. So you can imagine how disturbed I was discovering that. Jeff, man, look, I don't even think about it, man. Like, I ain't got nothing else to say right now, man. I just going to take a knee on this. That is disturbing to hear. But I'm only saying this to say that I fell victim to not doing my own due diligence. Simple as that. You might go to a restaurant and they offer you bread, and you don't even know that might be made of the same lard. So what I'm saying that to say, family, is that, yo, man, like, yes, elder. Let me call a spade a spade. Shout out to my family in Dominica, man. It's pork fat, full stop, man. Jeff, you done said it. That's what it is, man. So Beverly is correct. Yeah, Beverly, you gonna tell me correct now? Yeah, man. So for those who do eat, pork, I suggest you try the 12 grain bread versus the 10 grain bread from Purity. I have to admit, I'll double check the 10 grain because I did advertise it here. I did say it was good, but I didn't check that one. But I did check this one, and man, am I glad I did. But I'm gonna tell you something, right? It is a bit disturbing, man. I can't even tell a lie. But all I'm saying is that yeah, man. Yeah, man. I saw it go, family. I saw it go. So what I gonna say, family, man, is just be mindful when you out there shopping, man. I sent you it on WhatsApp. Okay, I'll check it out. My brother. I don't bake with shortening at work. Okay, I'm happy to hear. Maybe you gotta start baking bread, man. Why are you buying from any commercial baker? Michelle, you know what? Like I said, I don't have no excuse. I'm not making no excuses at all. Like I said, that was disturbing, but I'm gonna share that truth with you, how we have to be very cautious and mindful in our everyday life, as simple as it might be. So that was one of my highlights of the week. That was very disturbing. And although I was promoting it initially, I got to be honest at this point. Like I said, it's good if you like that kind of stuff. I guess is the rock and the hard place. But you know, yo, Purity, like, you know, I ain't even talking no more, man. Like, I'm done with it. Yeah, I agree. We need our own bakery. You know, I remember a sister of mine used to do bakery, man. And, you know, Hard Rock Cafe. That's what it was called. Hard Rock Cafe. I remember that. They had a bakery and stuff. There was good stuff. Don't remember the family's name, but Wahids, good people, good people doing good stuff. I think we need to have a bakery open. I think we need to open a bakery. I think Fade need to open a bakery, quite frankly. In fact, yeah, Fade need to open a bakery because bread sells every single day. And if people knew they had an alternate choice that was healthier, I'm sure they'll come. I'm sure they'll come. So bake it and they will buy. That's the slogan. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. The creator overstand. I give thanks, Barry. I give thanks. I'm sure folks are here ready to lynch me all now. Yeah, man. It will. I'm sure there are folks saying, "Yeah, I'm glad. That's good for you." I love y'all too, man. It's all good. Unfortunately, most of the cakes and bread have it. Yep, I discovered that from Price Smart Donuts when we were giving out. Well, we were getting donuts to give out at the time when we were doing the fundraiser. And you know, I remember one day I went there and to collect them, and someone asked me, "You eat these?" Which I did. I wasn't into the donuts at all, but I was like, "No, I don't. You know, I don't. I like the plain ones, but I don't. I wouldn't do the donuts. I used to pass." So the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm glad because they use lard to make them." I was like, "Oh, I'm good." But here it is now. I go on and buy some bread, thinking it's healthy. Man, I done with that, man. Yeah, they got me, Sean. So that's my not so good news. Or treated with hydrogen to make it hard. Yeah, it's just bad all around, man. My bread mostly yeast and butter. Nowadays, I am so skeptical what I buy. Yeah, I've been skeptical, but I just I took it at face value. That's why the ingredients are not on the front; they're on the back, and they're on the back for a reason. But I don't order shortening. Yeah, man, Mr. Clark. You see it yesterday. We see what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, man, Clark, they got us, man. They got us. But that's all right. I give thanks to Barry, man. Barry said he created understand. Went in ignorance. But we ain't ignorant no more though, so we gotta do something else with it. And Jeremiah said, "Don't mess around with no pork. It would have to be something that God made." Yeah, good night, Tim family up there in the north, all the way in the north. Um, plant-based milk record. Oh wait a minute, Tim. Yo, check this link out, Tim. Michelle. Oh wait a minute, Tim Ward, Michelle Ward. Is there a connection here, man? I'm just asking. Is there a connection here? You from Canada? They got a link from Canada. But if so, thanks for this information. There's a recall apparently in plant-based milk recall in Canada. Y'all go check it out. That milk that's called Silk. And I usually buy the Almond Breeze, which I don't really like Almond Breeze, but Silk and Almond Breeze is, madness, man. Well, good night to you too, family. For sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, we done with the shortening daffodil for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. But anyhow, that's my confession this week. When I first came back to Barbados and I had, was into the youth and trying to bring families together and working with BIAP and everybody else. I approached Ronnie, the guy at the radio station, and said, "Listen, I have an idea for an evening program. It's an evening show. It'll start at 3 and it'll run from 3 to 6. That's usually when people are on the way home. You got the school children going home, and you got people driving going home from 4 to 5 to 6 o'clock. A 3-hour program. And it's not a confession show. It's about just calling in and, things that you might have done wrong and just kind of correcting them, or you had to apologize to someone. And just kind of give some advice and information, just healing information, healthy information to help each other along this path called life. Because I find that sometimes we could become so judgmental. There's a story in the Bible where the king had given lenience to one individual, and he had owed him some money. The king was like, "Well, I understand times are tough. Don't worry about it. When you get a chance, bring that, and we're going to organize it." The guy was like, "Yeah, thank you." But he went out in the street and he saw someone that had owed him a fraction in comparison. And man, oh man, he went to judgment. He went all out, all out, all out, heavy-handed. And the king heard of it, and and I always tell people, we are always so quick to, bring the heavy hammer down, and the empathy that we should have, not realizing that, I think Jesus said it best. He without sin cast the first stone. I think Ralph Lauren said that too recently. And my thing is, I'm not saying it for a religious standpoint. I'm saying to say that we all make mistakes, man. And I bought this bread sincerely with good intent. Well, the other one initially, which I have not checked, the Zephyrin bread. If anybody have the Zephyrin bread right now, the 10 grain bread, please go check the ingredients and let me know, because I haven't checked it. I kind of switched to this one, and well, I didn't get a chance to really switch because Spirit said take a look, and I thank my guardian Spirit for guiding me on this. That's why I love her so much. She's never let me down, man. I mean, never. I mean, through it all. I give thanks for her imperial majesty. I'm saying that divine spirit in my life, which by the way is my mother. Let me just say that. I don't usually talk about family, but I definitely got to tell her that, because I know she'll be watching. That's why I don't really curse and stuff now from moms. Anyhow, other children. Anyhow, but thanks for that one, moms, for sure. Let me just, let me just. All right, moving right along. So, you got some good news now, though. Let me give you the good news now. Let me give you all the good news now, the great news. So I have some great news as well, like I said, and I let me go just pull the great news up. Finally, something to smile about, something to cheer about, something to rejoice about. Give me a second, let me find it. And I got it right here. Here it is. Here it is. Let me just go ahead and mute that. So y'all remember, right, that we did this a couple of days ago, and we showed the situation down in the fisheries, how it looked. Remember this video? And we showed all the debris, all the ships were still there, pretty much, the boats, and the oil and stuff, and the plastics, the bottles, the tires. I mean, you name it, it was there. You name it, it was there. And it's in every form. And it wasn't just there. It was far as the eye could see in the entire area. And without any real government assistance, I want y'all to understand that those good fishermen and those good fisher women, like I said, I'll pause it right here for a second. I'll go back a bit just for dramatic purposes and visualizations. Like, as far as you could see, there's the entire area covered in nothing but debris. Complete coverage and nothing but debris. No fancy equipment, nothing but some hooks or some nets and two hands. And I want y'all to understand this. This is what it looked like before, right? This is what it looked like before. But as of today, the 12th, at 12, I want to show you what it looks like. That was the before. Let me give you the after. And I'm really proud. I'm so proud to share this. Like, I'm excited to share this. This is what it looks like today. I know they cleaned up all the inside. There's guys scrubbing the floor. I mean, I definitely got to give some applause for that. Yeah, but look at it. Like, look what they did together, working together. Big shout out. Big respect to all the fishermen and fisherwomen who put work in, who did what they had to do to ensure that this situation was resolved in a timely manner. Not having the right equipment, not having been told that, they're mandated, they decided to do for themselves. And look at it. Like, look at it. Like this whole area, look at it. Like, I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing. I just showed you this area that was completely covered in debris. And look at it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could almost dive in, but it still has oil and gasoline floating. Still not, it's still there, but they're working on that. And to my knowledge, some work happened today, and I'll play that clip a bit later. But this is the great news I have to bring to you, the people of Barbados, by the people of Barbados. You know, this is what I stepped on before, and I kind of stepped on it again here. Yeah, without the elder, brave heart, right? But this one vessel is still there, and yeah, man, I had to go out there just to feel that energy. It is so empowering, like, you know, it's so much. I want to say thank you all, like, really. And I'm not even involved in the fishing industry, but I love the fact that this teamwork make this dream work of getting this area clean. This is amazing. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, what do y'all really think? I mean, let me check the comments really quick. Oh man, Daffodil gonna hook me up. I hope so, Daffodil, when it comes to that bread. I wait, well, hold on. What whole wheat is just molasses? Whole wheat is just white flour mixed with molasses. I'm not even touching it right now. I'm not even touching it. Don't break my heart too much tonight, man. Okay, let me see here. Good night to you too, Noel. Greetings to you too. Greetings to you too. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Love and light to you too, family. Greetings to the family. Love and light, full 100. So we have been tricked for a long time. We're going to get to that, though, Andrew. We're going to get to that molasses story. We just didn't read, to be honest. Living in the fast lane. Facts, Michelle. Give thanks for you too, Michelle, and that wisdom, man. We got to slow it down. I only started eating it when I heard you talking about it. Oh, man, look, hey, let me put my head down in shame, man. I should have did my due diligence, man. Sorry for misleading you, my brother, and everybody else who might have risked at it, man. I love cashew milk. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I spoke about the supermarket food business owners are given the opportunity to bring in 100% GMO imported foods into Barbados. I'm guessing. Yeah, that is wrong. We agree. Greetings, family, and welcome to the Fade family as well. Welcome, 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 Barbados National Congress. I don't eat that kind of bread. Fry and let a bread, fruit, sweet potato, green banana, and plantain when they are in season in place of bread. I feel you, family. Like I gonna take my licks, man. I'm gonna take my licks, man. Feel free to correct me, right? Yeah. So I'm being corrected. Greetings, family. Greetings. We give thanks for this link too, family. Crusty vegan bread recipe. Okay. I got to take this link now so y'all can see it properly. But I want to get to the, yes, wonderful, wonderful. Say decent. What did they use on the oil? I don't think they did anything with the oil directly. Awesome work. It truly is awesome to see what they have done. I mean, like I said, I can't say this. Me personally, I can't express it myself, man. They've done an amazing. Greetings to you too, Regina. Jaw, man. Yeah, I'm going to touch on that, Noel. Give me a second, for sure. Amazing indeed. Yes, very, yeah, for sure. We got to give them the forward, family. I'm giving them full 100. Full 100. Yep. Work as a team, we can achieve success. This is a fact, man. Like, I was so excited yesterday. I saw some of it. And then today it was like, you know what? Like, I look, man, I salute the Fisher folks, man. And I don't give no credit to Mr. Minister Adrian Ford. None. And let me show you why I say that. I'm going to show you why I say that, man. Hold on. I'm gonna show you why, man. This cat right here. Let me, like I said, let me give him some more praise, though, man. If you're on the Facebook, throw some hearts up. If you're on YouTube, throw some hearts up. Throw some emojis up. Just for the people, man. Just for the people. Just for the good people, man. Positive energy right through 100, man. In fact, let me go on Facebook for that. I wasn't on it. But let me go on here. For sure, for sure, for sure. Shout out to Sonia, by the way, Miss Perch. I didn't see Miss Perch in a minute, but I know Miss Perch is perch elsewhere. Get it? Perch, perch elsewhere. But yeah, man, we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. Yeah, I'm live now. Yeah, I'm see what's going on. I can see what's going on. I can see it. After I can see you. I can see you. Yeah, I'm throwing my own hearts up. Yeah, throwing some hearts up too. That's right. That's right. This made me so. I mean, yeah, we gonna get there together, man. Definitely a job well done. He said, "Don't beat yourself up much because they haven't been honest with us." Well, this is true too, Andrea. But the truth is, Michelle is right. Michelle is right. We haven't been doing the reading. We haven't been reading as much as we should have. But we on it, man. We on it. But nevertheless, I want to drop two of these videos real quick. I don't know which one I should go to first. Let me go to this one first. Let me go to this one first. Yeah, let me do this one first. Remember, tonight is your night, family. What's on your mind, man? The numbers on the screen. The numbers on the screen. I'll put the link to the studio, to the virtual studio, so that you can come on in if you want to come on in. Let me go ahead and put that in the comments. Hang on a second. Let me save that. The link right here is in the comments. Feel free to come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Politically Incorrect is in the building for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, let me go share this right here really quick though, because this is one I definitely want to add. Yeah, so yeah. The fisheries officials dispel fish shortage rumors. Well, I didn't hear any rumors about fish. Well, let me not even go there. You know what? Let me let the minister speak for himself, because this is interesting. I mean, let me see if I could, because again, right? Everything is mathematics. Put everything into a math equation and you could figure it out. Everything in life. Now, let me get this straight. The fishermen and the boats that would normally go out and bring in fish are not working. Have not worked now in approximately about 2 weeks, and probably will not be working for another at least 2 weeks. That's a month fishermen and boats are not fishing. But this minister is trying to convince us that there's no shortage of fish. So one or two things are happening here. He's either telling you that we are going to be importing a lot more, or we have already imported a whole lot of fish. We just had it on ice. So what we're feeding you now pretty much is, the fish we had on ice. Because what we will not be feeding you, well, you know what? Let me let him tell you.
Ford is assuring Barbadians the price of fish will not be increased, nor is there a shortage of the delicacy on island. His comments come against the backdrop of concerns raised on social media in recent days and a meeting held with the island's 5 fish processors. He says there is no immediate fallout to the fishing industry following the passing of Hurricane Beryl.
There will be no immediate increase in the price of fish, albeit that everything remains equal. There will be no immediate or long-term shortage of fish. They have given us the calm assurance after doing this business for the better part, sometimes 30, 40 years, that they are well equipped to handle any perceived shortages of fish. They will do what they have to do in terms of their operations, and they are willing, ready, and able to partner, as they have been doing for a very long time, to partner with us to ensure that Barbadians are able to have fish as part of their palate.
Partner with us. Now, look, family, like I said, politically incorrect. If I'm incorrect, please correct me. Mr. Ford, question here in the back, politically incorrect media. When you said partner with us, you're referring to government? So the government is going to partner with these individuals, the 5, processors. I guess these are the major processors. And what I'm just curious. There's no shortage or perceived shortage. So there's fish on ice at current, I suppose. Are they going to do what they have to do? Meaning what? They're going to bring in more fish, which is not the issue. I'm just trying to figure out. when you say there's no shortage of fish right now.
Meanwhile, Chief Fisheries Officer Dr. Shelley-Ann Cox gave an update on the hauling out of the boats in the Bridgetown Fisheries Complex. She says by the end of yesterday, 123 boats were removed so far, 122 of which were damaged, including 64 totally written off. She adds they have identified 26 sunken boats and the operation of lifting those begins tomorrow with a team of divers. The chief also calls.
I got to pause it here for a second, just for dramatic effects. You ever heard the story of Puss in Boots? I can't help it, man. Rose, I'm sorry, man. When I saw this guy with these boots on out here, like, this guy is wearing slippers. He's good. This guy is out here in a pair of boots, which is fine because it's he doesn't want to track the oil and stuff perhaps in his vehicle, or doesn't want to whatever. What I would have liked to seen, right, is the minister down here on the day they had cleanup, assist him with the cleanup. Even if he would just stand up like me on the side, point out what to do, or at least taking some photographs, or at least volunteering some equipment and material personally, not through the ministry, but of his own accord. Maybe he did. In fact, perhaps he did. I'm just not aware of it. So maybe I shouldn't say that. So we're going to give Mr. Minister a pass because maybe he did assist in this cleanup effort. Although in the contingency plan for the ministry, there's no contingency plan for cleanup of anything when it comes to the fisheries. In fact, the fisheries was clearly not his priority. We know what his priority was. It was the $25 million in grants to individuals that we still got to find out who. And I can't wait to find out how you apply for one of them grants because, it's $25 million. That's either 25 people getting $1 million, 50 people getting $500,000. You see where I'm going with this? So something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I don't know. I don't know.
For those with metal drums to assist with propping.
I'm sorry. Puss in Boots come to mind. I'm not saying that he looks like Puss in Boots. I'm not saying he reminds me of Puss in Boots. I'm just saying that came to mind. Hopefully he's not embarrassed by that statement and decides to call my number on the screen, which he's free to do so. I'll just remind him of the receipts I hold. We'll call it even. But this is my last question. Hang on.
Boats once they have been removed from the water.
We will not know the official figures until we start to lift them up. So tomorrow is a very intense diving operation. We had a briefing with them this morning, 9:30, 10 o'clock. And we have over, I believe, 25 volunteer divers that will be trying to get the partially submerged and sunken boats out. We have, from the underwater robots, Caribbean aerial photography, there are boats that are sandwiched between ice boxes and concrete slabs.
Wow.
So it's quite challenging.
Additionally, Dr. Cox says they are exploring temporary fueling stations at Oistins and ports in Charles for boats that may need to refuel and go out to sea until Bridgetown has been repaired.
We have one boat that will be going out on Monday, but there are about 7 that opted not to be hauled up. They had very minor repairs and will be going out fishing before the end of the month. The longliners do fish throughout the year, but they are targeting tuna, yellowfin, and big eye tuna for export purposes.
In the meantime, the affected players in the fishing industry will continue to pick up the pieces.
They will continue to pick up the pieces, but there's no shortage of fish. Nor the prices won't be going up. Make it make sense. Again, I think they think that to appease you is better than to tell you the truth. Anyhow, there are boats that are sandwiched between concrete slabs on the water. That sounds like a dangerous operation. I trust that the divers who are diving exercise complete care and caution, knowing that on the water, weight takes on a different position. Things kind of shift differently on the water than it would above water. So I hope they all practice safety measures, and I trust that the government would ensure that their safety is a priority. Although I don't know how, anyhow. Noel had said me earlier, and I saw it, Noel. Wait, I see Noel is here backstage. Noel, too like the link now, huh? I got you covered, Noel. Give me a second. One of the things I want to touch on also is the fact that no, let me put this here. No, Noel brought it up first. Please speak about the criminals who took away the woman boat engine when she had her boat pull up from the hurricane. Check the Nation newspaper. Now, I did see it and I did listen to it, and I thought it was interesting because she was talking and the guy was telling her all the information. He might as well have done the interview, quite frankly. I thought that was a bit funny, to bring a little spin to it. But I want to say that obviously this is somebody knows something. People always know, because people always know. People always know. The person who's installing it knows. The person who took it knows. And I'm sure it's somebody who knows them personally, because no one's going to just drive around and just decide to, I don't know. I'm not speculating. However, what I would say is this: you'd be surprised, Noah, that they'll take that, install it on their vessel, go out to sea, and as simple as it is, right, could end up sinking that vessel out to sea for some strange reason and even lose their life. I mean, so we're living in different times, That's why you tell people, man, don't be harboring nothing in your heart, man. Let things go. Let things go. Forgive, because you have once been forgiven, man. Everybody got a lot to say. I don't know who did what, when they did it, how they did it. What I do know is that in this day and age, we're going to be reaping what we sow. So stay conscious of what you're sowing. So in order to be grateful for what you have to reap. And that's just how that go. So that's all I have to say to that. The police would do that, what they're supposed to do, I suppose. I don't know. But Black Lion Security, maybe we should look into it. But there's a spiritual component that I invoke, and I invoke it all day, every day. So like I said, they did that. They should be mindful that we don't live under that old order no more, It's a new day. Be mindful of what you do and what you say. Just be mindful. Be mindful. And so, but Noel is backstage. He wants to join us. Let me pull Noel in for a minute here. Welcome to Politically Incorrect, Noel.
Good afternoon. Oh, good night, Russ. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And yourself?
Man, I'm here enjoying the beautiful life, Can't complain.
The beautiful life. Tell us about it, man.
Yep. Got one life to live, let's live it. I have a question, a concerned question that I was speaking to some legal minds, and they were laughing at it. Let me see, how should I say this without getting in trouble? Anyhow, Barbados is the only place in the world that I ever see an attorney general that close to the prime minister. The attorney general is supposedly an independent body of any political party. But anytime you have a town hall meeting
Mm-hmm.
or any news conference, you always see the attorney general next to the prime minister. And that's a no-no. That's a big no-no. It don't happen no other part in the world. For example, if certain people commit crimes and they are that close to the prime minister, what powers do the attorney general have to, to charge these so-called people that is that close into that environment? That is sad, man.
I
You
understand you.
know, the attorney general should be working with the commissioner of police. And my buddy was saying that since that both of them are so silent of all the crimes that's going on in Barbados, they both should be fired because they are the two head legal bodies in Barbados that should be independent of any political party. And that is real sad, you know. That is sad, man. It hurts me when I see things happen like that. Sometimes I ask, you know, if Barbados is from another planet. And that guy that you had on just now, Mr. Ford, speaking about there wouldn't be no shortage of fish. I,
Mhm.
with my own ears, about 3 or 4 days here on the news from a businessman that have a fisheries in Barbados saying that yes, there will be a shortage of fish in Barbados and fish prices will automatically have to go up because the hotelers and the private citizens, everybody's gonna be vying for what little fish they have left. So he is telling a story about there's not going to be a shortage of fish. There will be a shortage of fish in Barbados
Mhm.
unless they can be importing fish from those Chinese that is dragging the Caribbean Sea as we speak right now.
Well,
But
it's funny. It's funny you should say that because daffodils, which I agree, a lot of people are not aware of this, but about 80% of the fish in Barbados is already being imported. That's why they said it's not going to be a shortage because the overwhelming majority of fish in Barbados is already being imported. A lot of the fish that they do catch here, they actually export. They don't tell us that though. So they take the fresh fish and they export it outside and they import all this frozen fish that they've been on ice for years and sell Barbadians. And again, like Michelle said, we haven't been reading the fine print. We just have been consuming. And in reality, that's what we've been doing. I mean, even the fish you just saw, let me go back to it real quick, Noel. Hang on a second. Even the fish we just saw, this brother talking about shortage of fish in the fishery. There's no shortage of fish. I want to make something clear. You
on
look at
island.
the fish right here. I mean, you can see there's a color in the flying fish. I mean, you can see
His
color.
comments come against the backdrop.
And like, again, when you see fresh fish, the green color in it. You start seeing fish that is white and looks pale, not red, but pale. You know, this is one here. Here's another one here. This one is red. You can see red in this yellowfin tuna, which is a freshly caught fish from our waters. You can see that. But of course, there's a difference between freshly caught fish and fish that comes off the ice. You can ask anybody who works like this one, for example, is devoid of any color. Anybody in the fish, just looking at it, I mean, you can see it. You ask anybody who works in the fishing industry that works and willing to tell you the truth about it, there's a difference between what we call imported frozen fish and hang on, let me get to it. Let me get to it. Get right. And fresh caught fish. You could see a difference. So when I go to get fish, I always ask for the freshly caught fish. I mean, yes, granted, people buy it because buy it. But in reality, man, listen, if we stop buying it, they're gonna have to stop bringing it. I can tell you that. But again, we don't read the fine print. So it might be Daffodil says it's coming from China. I don't know where they're getting it from, but it could be. In fact, hold on a second. In fact, he said it. A lot of our fish is for export. They're gonna look for the tuna and the dolphin, but they want that for export. So we gonna have to start getting mindful. You're welcome, Jeremiah. Positive energy, positive energy, positive energy. Well, they can find something better for them. Well, like I said, Noel, we got to be mindful
Uh,
these days. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And just like the sugar of and Barbados, they export all sugar. I'm bringing sugar from I think it's Guyana or someplace, which is
Yep.
crazy. And the
You know,
bananas that is grown down in St. Joseph, they got a big old banana farm in St. Joseph. They export those bananas. I'm bringing bananas. So
no
people in
comment.
Barbados gotta be aware, man.
No comment. I ain't even touching that one. It's
I
crazy.
mean,
It's even crazier than
I
that,
live in the
Noel.
diaspora, and I know so much that these wicked people do, man. It's
Serious.
sad, you know. And Bajans gotta wake up from this sleeping, whatever they're in, and get an act together. And
Mm,
please go and support the local farmers. People tell me, "Oh, the local farmers' products are too expensive." No, it ain't too expensive. They are safe. Some of them may have a little spray on them, but they are better
mm-hmm.
for you, healthy
Imported.
than buying all this crap from who God knows. Up here in America, I don't buy that junk. and it's imported and sell it to Barbados. That's sad, man. I don't know. I specialize in roast breadfruit and pot fish, but still,
Roast breadfruit and pot fish. That should be a restaurant strictly selling roast breadfruit and pot fish.
man, I
Question
got
to
breadfruit
you,
trees all over my
that's
yard, man.
crazy.
I got
I
them
love,
poisoned and
I love.
breadfruit.
Somebody's asking who's that lady. I'm guessing the lady that was speaking is what you mean, Jelbiz. I
Doctor
think her
something.
name is Mrs. Cox. I think she's who's in charge of the fisheries and who's assisted the coordinating of cleanup and whatnot. I'm not sure in detail. I suspect I think that's Miss Cox who's in charge of the fisheries. Um, for export, yes, beautiful, just beautiful. Like I said, the fishing industry in Barbados has their own mandate, and it isn't necessarily to feed us accordingly. That's why they import all that fish to sell us, but they take all our fish and export it. There's big money being paid for fish from Barbados, man. And we got to start waking up and recognizing that we just have been sleeping. Michelle, get the award tonight, man. We've been sleeping on the job. We've been sleeping on the job, man. What's your thoughts to that situation with the lady with the engine missing, Noel?
I know. When I get off from work this afternoon, I saw it, and I was like, wow. I just say earlier, somebody in Barbados know who took that engine. Somebody knows who is going to use that engine, et cetera, et cetera. It's just like when people used to steal cows, et cetera, et cetera. Barbados is too small not to know.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem in Barbados that I have with people in Barbados, they are too silent. They're afraid of getting railroaded for saying the right things. Come on, man, we gotta speak out. I remember one time I was coming to Barbados, and the line was long in the airport. I went in the diplomatic line. The lady said, "I am a diplomatic." I said, "Lady, come on, man, don't be stupid. We having all these people coming to the Barbados, right? I used to see a line of people that stand up, and you by yourself, and you telling me that I shouldn't come here because I'm a diplomat. I mean, I raised a racket that they want to lock me up and blah blah blah. But anyhow, finally after all that mess, that just bring the line over. And it's like, is Barbados really educated, or to just use the word education?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Common
I,
sense
I
ain't common. I know. It's
I
sad, man.
agree.
We gotta get our acts together.
I totally agree. Again, good night to all the ones coming in now. Those who coming in behind the clock, give thanks. Welcome to Politically Incorrect. I'm going to say this, Noel. Um, if we would only but recognize, right, that this whole thing exists because of us, and all we
Yes,
have to do is like what the fisheries, what the fisher folk, the fishermen, and the fisher women did. Like I am so, like I was so excited, man, seeing that. It
I'm
gave me
happy
so much
to.
hope.
I'm happy to. Yes.
Yeah, knowing what it was, seeing what it was, and I got some other videos to share. I they were taken from the drone on the morning, perhaps midday time, because it was obviously the same day when this was happening. Not at the point when it was happening, but 'cause obviously the wind might have blew the drone out the air, the sky. But man, it really is when you look back at it and look at it. My word again is indemnify. They wanted this to happen. They prayed for this to happen so that things could happen. Because right now, to be honest with you, speaking again to lots of fishermen and boat owners, a lot of fishermen are not coming back after this. They're not going to come back. A lot of those boats going to sit there till they're just destroyed or sold and give away. I don't know. But a lot of people are not going to be able to bounce back from this. And that's a fact. One guy said, listen, I am 66, he said, years old. How you going to go to the bank and get a 30-year loan? He said, the bank isn't giving me no 30-year loan. He said, they're
Yep.
not doing that. He said, so I ain't going to qualify for no loan. So you give me 25 percent in a grant money. I supposed to get a loan for 75% at 67, 68 years old. He said, look, Rastaman, I ain't stupid. So I asked him if his boat was damaged. He said, no. He actually, his was out of the water. He said he took his out of the water. So he said, but he was one of the smarter ones. But it is unfortunate. But he said a lot of people he knows not gonna be able to come back from this. And which brings me to my
Yeah.
second point that I want to make tonight, Noel. While you're on here, I want to play another video as well. So bear with me for a second. I want to play this video. When I came across it, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and for two reasons. I'll reserve that. I'll reserve that. for now. But I'll say that afterwards. But take a listen to this, Noel.
As at July 5th, 209 boats have been affected by Hurricane Beryl. Minister of Home Affairs Wilfred Abrams says this has a direct impact on 560 people. He says though Barbados is at the end of the fishing season, it is not yet clear how long it will take to get half of the fleet back into operation.
At the time of this report, 200 boats were recorded as having received some form of damage to their structure, and 9 boats were confirmed by surveyors as total losses in the BFC. Prior to the passing of Hurricane Beryl, approximately 312 registered boats were active across the island for 2024, and this is based on information from the data collectors, with the Bridgetown Fisheries Complex accounting for 175 of these vessels and Oystins 21.
Okay, so Mr. Wilfred is in Parliament and he's reading statistics. And as an individual who have lived in different arenas and different places, I just study how people function and their capacity. Noel, pay attention to what happens next. This watch everything. Pay attention and listen carefully, okay?
Of the hundreds of vessels damaged or lost, ice boats are the most affected. That number stands at 108. As of July 7th, 114 boats have been removed from the Bridgetown Fisheries Complex. 29 were scheduled to be lifted yesterday and today. Additionally, 13 vessels were able to move on their own to the careenage. Cleaning has also started in the Bridgetown Fisheries Complex as of yesterday.
Of all the statistics that I gave you, sir, one of the most striking is that of the affected boats, 90% of them were uninsured.
And my guy here takes a sip of water. 90% of the boats that were affected were uninsured. And he did quote that and took a sip of water. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let that, in other words, let that sink in. No pun intended.
Intended, yeah.
You know, let me say this. When it came to insurance on these boats, I asked the same elder, you know, what is his thoughts on that? He said, to be honest with you, there's only one company in Barbados insuring these boats. That's ICBL, if I said it correctly, or unless I butchered it. I don't know, ICBL, IBCL, ICBL, one of the, yeah, like that. But he said that's the only one that's insuring the boats. Nobody else wants to insure your boats. So therefore, they could set whatever tone and regulations because nobody else is doing it. One. Secondly, he said the regulations and is so strict and rigid that it'll force you not to register, not to insure your boat because the criteria is so crazy, is ridiculous. And I did meet one of the boat owners when I first went there, and I spoke with the gentleman. I didn't record the conversation. I didn't. Again, it was the day after, and it was very solemn. Clearly, he was just sitting on the dock of the bay, reflecting on the pieces that are floating, that are clearly parts of his vessel that is nowhere in sight. Apparently, it was a red vessel, and we did notice a few red pieces of wood floating, and we managed to pull them out. And I was like, well, how come? He said the insurance told him he has to bring them a piece of wood as
wow,
that his boat had sunk. I mean, I suppose I understand they need to have some criteria. I don't know. But if my boat was shredded into pieces, battered back and forth against rocks, debris, and other vessels, and it's the bottom of it, like first of all, I can't bring you what I can't even find.
Yep.
Bits, I mean, pieces are approximately 6 inches long, 12 inches long at best, shredded. You know, is this sufficient? But he said the regulations are so rigid that it almost forced a lot of the fishermen to ignore the insurance because a lot of them can't seem to meet the criteria, the qualification, because it's so rigid. But maybe that's something that should have been looked into before. Had the minister been paying attention, recognizing that? I mean, how could the minister not know that these boats weren't insured? How could you not know? I mean, how could you not know? You know, don't you got to register the boats? How you register cars? You got to take information to the registration area. I mean, how you got all these numbers, Mr. Wilfred, for boats, but y'all only now find out that 90%, 90%, that means that something is wrong. And you definitely can't blame the fisher folk. It means that, wait a minute, how comes only 10% of the boats are insured? Why is that? Like, what's causing the other 90%? If you said to me you had 20% not insured, maybe 30, like guys trying to cut corners, I understand it can't be that bad. But 90% of the boats, Mr. Wilfred, I don't think you too bright, Wilfred. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Hold on a second, Noel.
While longer-term solutions are sought to provide more resilient infrastructure for the fisheries sector, in the face of increasing vagaries associated with the climate crisis, I can give the assurance that everything will be done to provide relief in the short term to the hundreds of persons directly affected by these events.
The minister says the fish aggregator devices installed to help fishermen by attracting fish to particular locations were also damaged. Mr. Abrams also gave an update on the damaged 12-inch outfall line for the South Coast Sewerage Project.
The 12-inch pipe has been re-anchored to the ground, has been secured back to the ground, and we're the seabed, and we're in the process of shoring up the anchor blocks on it, but it is back now into the position it's supposed to be in. For those who are asking, do we expect to see sewage back up on the streets of Barbados again? No, not under our watch.
Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Yeah, Noel. So the focus is on the fact that 90% of the boats are not insured. What does that mean in terms of government help and grants and getting your vessel back into the water?
It means that most of the politicians in Barbados are reactive to what's going on and what's happening and not being proactive to the citizens of Barbados as they were hired to do. On that sort of thing that so of course that was supposedly should be a temporary fix, and now it seems it is a permanent fix, which is wrong. As an engineer, I always think about that. How could you put something that's supposedly temporarily on the seabed and now you're making it permanently? But Barbara's got so much work to do, man. And these lying politicians are out there just making a joke of the Barbadian citizens because the Barbadian citizens are allowing these things to happen, And I got two more points. Let me get off.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
This is funny, I had this YouTuber from Nigeria that went on YouTube saying that, you can get a Barbados passport by coming to Barbados and having babies. Did you saw that?
Yeah. Yeah.
that was so funny,
He was serious.
It was serious, and then one of the ministers again, another politician come out and say, "Oh, we get investigate because he know of this 3 years ago." It's like, what's going on in Barbados, man? These people here are just dropping the ball every day, like like a basketball. And that was so funny. I try to get onto the one of the metal programs to ask, how many others, non-nationals are in Barbados that is in Barbados having babies. Why are you singling out the Nigerians?
Mm-hmm.
Nigerians are very smart people. That's why they're always conning people. They're not con artists. They're very smart. I have a lot of Nigerian friends that is very educated. I remember I was traveling to Barbados one night. I come to Barbados a lot, like every 2 or 3 months, and there was this Oriental lady, big pregnant. I gave her a break because she was pregnant. And I would like the minister to also address those other nationals and stop, singling out the Nigerians because, yes, she was online exposing Barbados, but still, if you can do a job, do it
Do a job. That's right. I like
for
that.
everybody.
For everybody. I like that. If you're going to do a job, do the job. To be fair.
To be fair, yeah. I know a lot of these politicians, and they don't like me because I'm a realist. I be in their face, man. They don't like me.
Mm-hmm. No, we want to thank you for always sharing, for sure, for sure. You're welcome on anytime. Or resident from over and away, or you are the Associated Press on that side. So you want to give us an update on the Barbadian community when you get a chance. What's happening on that side?
Oh yeah, I always fold them in. I always tell them to join your program, but
That's all right. Who's supposed to be here is here. I always tell people that all the time, man. You know,
Yeah.
Gideon's Army don't need everybody. A lot of folks will have to watch it from home on YouTube. That's all right. Give
Yeah.
thanks. Well,
Okay, Ras, peace and blessings.
peace and blessings to you too, family. Yeah, family. Y'all already know how it goes, man. Noel and Easy, man. Noel, stay with us, coming on and dropping the science. I see somebody have posted we need the media to come out and speak about the satanic things going on in this country, and they on a gag order. Well, Sandra Franklin, it's good to have you on here. The number is on the screen. If you want to call in, feel free to call in if you want to speak on it. Also, the link to the studio, I had posted it earlier. To Politically Incorrect is the link to the YouTube channel. Is there somewhere. But I'll put the link up to the studio for those who are interested in coming on in, as Noel just did, and speak your truth. Remember, this is your night, Friday night, Free Up Fridays. What's on your mind? Tell me what's on your mind. Yes, we're discussing the fisheries and what's going on, but in reality, tell us what's also on your mind. The link to the studio is in the comments. Feel free to click and come on in. It works better with Chrome platform, like I always tell people. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to give praise to the fisher folks for the works well done. And yes, Daffodil, we recognize that's a yellowfin tuna, one of our very own. Good stuff, good stuff. For those who missed it earlier, we did the before and after scene from the fisheries, what it was like then and what it is now. Very, very impressed on what we can do when we come together. And this is just a small aspect. We could do so much more. And I think that's what's important to be sure to tell a friend, man, how we can help each other going forward. Well, I was wondering what Sandra meant by the satanic stuff. I mean, I might be missing out on stuff like I did with the bread. So it would be interesting to hear what Sandra meant. Sandra Franklin, can you share a bit more about that, if you don't mind? What's going on in the media is on a gag order? Can't trust the media. Who can you trust? Yeah, I think that was the one I had for you, though. Yeah, that's it. It looks like we have somebody else backstage here. Hang on a second. Pull him in the studio. Welcome to Politically Incorrect. You're live.
Manners Rastaman, manners everybody.
Greetings.
I got a question to ask about this sewage tax thing. When this sewage tax gonna end? Cause this I don't understand why we still paying this sewage tax so long. I don't get. Any boy could enlighten me on this thing because this thing got me beat bad. Why we still paying this here? And why the one down by the Orleans or Chapman Lane ain't fixed? See, I thought I had a turbine problem or saying that the cylinder was getting fixed, and I ain't hearing nothing about that. And we just keep seeing these prices for the bill so all the time. We're really up with this thing.
Well, I can try my best to act like I'm on brass stocks and say to you, well, the government needs, time to, fix these issues correctly. So it might have to be extended a little longer until we can find the appropriate resolution. Was that okay?
I ain't too sure about that there because I know here that they done sealing down the pipes and all that, so it sounds like a damn job. So I explain why we still getting charged.
Well, no,
And
that's
why
my
not the
thing. Though.
people? And why
Well,
not the people in that area? Why everybody?
I'm going to suggest that we invite you to Parliament because I think the only body who can, in fact, Wilfred just said, not on our watch, not on our watch, not on our watch. Almost sound like Kendrick Lamar for a minute, but I know better than that. He's definitely a Drake fan, I could tell. But here we're getting on, King. We can't expect them to do for us what we need to do for ourselves. And if you look on that bill, you will notice that it says contribution. The problem is it's a contribution, which means it has to be optional. The problem is that when you do pay your water bill, they take the money you pay towards your water bill and they put it towards everything else first, then your water bill. So if you tell yourself, look, I am paying a contribution, I pay my water bill only, If you go to pay your water bill only, they're going to tell you that, nah, we can't do that. We got to put this money towards this. So I would encourage folks to challenge that. Challenge it. Because on the bill, it says contribution. Well, if it's a contribution, don't I have the right to say no?
Right.
So my thing is, stop paying the bill. All we need is the majority in Barbados to stop paying the water bill. You can see how fast they discuss that part. Just stop paying the bill. What are they going to do? Cut off everybody water? They
And
don't have
another
enough
thing too,
to do that.
I see a strong influx of laborers, not even skilled people,
Mm.
bringing in these laborers to do work in Barbados. And as I hear you say on the program, we got X amount of children that has left school or young adults that has leave school to get into the job arena. And so my thing is like, so why it is that, I mean, like the labor, you got the mason, the plumber, the carpenter, the tailor, the painter, the laborer.
Right.
That's the last man pan the list, and you got to import laborers into Barbados to do work. I mean, I keep seeing a big influx of these part-time jobs from big entity companies to part-time jobs. Nobody ain't willing to let a man live. You allowing you to work for a couple of days, get the job done, and then we could take it over from there. I mean, like, you can't afford the land, you barely could afford where you're living, and the men even want to give you little work, father.
Mm-hmm. But guess what?
Right? But
guess what? You think that the government has any intention on empowering the people of this nation?
Hell no.
No, not nearly.
Not nearly. Because then to give you any form of work, anything that's going on, like for example, this thing with the football again. All right. And I said the other night, 100 grand, really? Then somebody said, well, they're giving out 50,000 to everybody, for participating, every team. All right. Again, I mean, it's a start, but to be honest with you, you just going to, pick a bunch of young men anywhere, put them together, put somebody in charge, the coach, enter the particular league, run on behind the ball in order to get 100 grand. I mean, we can't think of other ways. Perhaps in addition, I won't dismiss it because some youth love football and probably deserve to get paid probably more than 100 grand for the whole team, but that's something we could discuss differently. But we can't think of any other initiatives to empower young people as well. Nothing. Same old. Nothing. I think by now we should be able to recognize that if we do not do for ourselves and stop acquiescing to everything they tell us, we don't have to do everything they tell us. When you get that bill, turn it on the opposite side, sign it, and send it back in. Simple.
Okay. Another thing too that does concern me too, when the government does speak, like they're speaking for everybody. But the more you listen, them is only be speaking for government places or infrastructures. And government infrastructures make up probably 10% of Barbados workforce, which means that the other 90% is private, right? So if you're not able to control the private sector as to set proper work ethics and peers, because the people that run bare boo shows, they got people the saying $8, the say them where's the money to it should be 15, but they say 8, they get an 8, right? But they know people's got shifts now that's breaking 4-hour shifts. Sometimes you can't even get a 40-cent hour week. Though. Wow. So even though that the little money or the little square pence going up, you still can't make it make sense. And so that guy disappeared too. I wonder if the pay he out. You don't hear he no more neither. And he was doing some good accounting. So that's another thing there. So that does really bother me too, because them got support and companies. You got more private sector workers than government workers, but each time you come forward with something is only to secure something for the government workers left in the private sector, and we that is work in the private sector
Mhm.
at, at these people mercies be. I mean, like the last time I was looking at the thing, me and a boss man had it ding dong because I work in a 12-hour shift, and in this 12-hour shift, I got to eat my lunch pan the go
What do you
because
mean eat
they
your
ain't got
lunch?
enough man to pan the go. I go stand and eat my lunch because I ain't getting a lunchtime. So when I go and I look at the thing now, I realize we're only business owners or the proprietor of the business. He himself allowed a lunch break, and it was like, yeah, how this thing is really so? You mean that I can't eat unless somebody feel for me to eat that type of way? And it means sometimes people like they expect you to just eat for a little 15 minutes and get up and go. Though you working 12 hours a day, are you? You get before the
Yeah,
birds, or you
yeah,
go down when
that
the
ain't,
birds go all lost sleeping. Huh? Dying
that
of
ain't
life.
right. That's definitely not right. But like I said again, right, brethren, and I gonna keep saying it, man. We we sub we subject ourselves to these things in most cases because we might not have an alternate route, but we got to start to look for alternate routes because we can't volunteer to be a victim, then complain of being victimized because they will forever continue to abuse us as a people. Once we give them the opportunity to do so, we have to start to do for ourselves. We got to find ways to, and build it. It might be a little struggle initially, but we got look. Like I said, look at the amount of debris in the fisheries and the amount of days they turned that around and turned to a whole different something. Look again, I cannot express this. This simple as it might seem, for me, is a whole boost. Like, listen, man, we talk about more many hands make light work, but in reality, until we practice it, the work ain't gonna be light. So it's okay to say, but the fisher folks literally show us, look, man, we ain't waiting for the government, we ain't waiting for the minister and his boots to show up after the fact, which is funny. When everything is done, to start pointing fingers. The point is we gonna deal with, we gotta deal with it, we can do, we gotta do. And they subjected themselves to the hazardous condition because it was hazardous. Don't get tight with it. The brother told me he was coughing diesel for days after. He said every time he coughed, he could smell diesel. I tell myself, yo, I could only empathize, but I hope the brother gets some medical help soon because I can't. That don't sound good. But
Bro, right?
they did what they had to
Rasta,
do.
here I show you, Rasta man. The labor officers no purpose in Barbados. That helps nobody. You hear what I tell you? I get run in circles down through there with the company that I was working with. I don't know. I didn't even get my money for the years that I work in this company due to the fact the labor office people did not follow up and do due investigation. I come to one with a problem. I'm gonna let somebody sit down in them office and print a bunch of papers and send to winner, which is the same problem that I come to winner with. And then when they're gonna tell me, man, it's settled. I met me write a letter to bring these people into a meeting into the labor office. Then when they were supposed to be at the meeting with the owner of the company and the officer, she's saying she does speak to he on the phone or over the phone, right? And
Wow.
the matter solved. I mean the matter solved and I ain't getting away when I get my money, you want solve nothing. People send you a lot of papers that back there.
Wow.
Well, I was in the music industry doing things so I had to know sign in some papers to so well I got a gig this day or gig this day to things so that they wouldn't take up for the day or they will know why I'm missing or why I can't come to
Mm.
work, whatever the case may be. Now there's an operations manager slash Tyler and he come into the company and he decided that sorry somebody here carrying on a conversation while they're trying to talk to you so it kind of
Right, yeah. Go
mixing
ahead.
that.
Go ahead. Hold on a second. Right. Sort it out.
Uh-huh. So now well, look, let me lost my point, Rastaman. Real estate, let's
What
say,
I want to add to is you were right about what you said in terms of how you go to them for that assistance, and rather than than basically deal with the situation as it is. They try to do some backroom phone calls, have their conversations, come to a conclusion, decide what they're going to do, then try to inform you like what this is where it is. You take it or leave it.
Right.
And I
So
see
when
all across the board.
when they did catch on now, and I happened to get a peep at a boy that was in the office for all the days that I had to get somebody to work in place to me, because many days I had to call in somebody from that was off to replace me, right? When I did see the report, actually not in the office, I see the report at the labor office that them sent up. They have all of my show days listed as no shows, as an
Right.
NS. You know what the NS means? That when you reach out to this person and they met themselves not available at any time and just very insubordinate. So my thing to them was, if this was so true, why would you hold a person in a company so long under this type of behavior, and only when they complain, you cannot bring forward this information? So
I
when I
I
thought that I had my
was a
business in
strategy.
right, hmm?
That's how they do it. It's like a backlash. You want to complain? We have stuff on YouTube. We were just holding it just in case. You see what I'm saying? As leverage, holding it
But it
as
was
leverage.
lies.
Well, of course they're gonna fabricate it, but they gotta present it as if it is so.
Uh,
Look, man, let me tell you something else here, Cole. My G, watch it. Right now, school term finished today, well, yesterday. And one of the things the Ministry of Education never does is give the people of Barbados the statistics, not that they're not existing, of how many teachers, because teachers always blame the students. Teachers always blame the students. A lot of students get expelled from school. A lot of students don't complete the work and end up being kept back form. Some children are given a pass, which means that they failed, but the teacher discussed, well, I like he so we can get a break, or I like she so we can get she a break. And in reality, if you look at the numbers, sometimes you have majority of these school children failing. But yet we keep blaming the students, which is interesting because year after year after year, if we look at the numbers, a lot of the children are failing based on the existing curriculum and the teachers we have. Now, it might be an uncomfortable conversation because teachers seem to think they're real special, which is funny because we all working together for the betterment of the nation. And the teachers are the one entrusted with the youth, which is the most important and valuable asset. So they're supposed to function like they're special, not in personality, but in the work and the accomplishments. But if they ain't accomplishing this work and yet blame these children, I'm not saying that children are not challenging, but you take the job. You take the job, which means that you are willing to deal with the challenge as it comes, regardless of the circumstances. My point is that why don't we start to look at teachers and the failures of some teachers? I know there's some teachers who do and go over and above and beyond. Of course, ain't you ain't talking about. But if you feel some kind of funny way about what I'm saying, it might be you ain't talking about. And I'm saying, why don't we start to look at that? Because look how many young children know coming out of school this term, being expelled from school for not completing curriculums. Why is it that these children are failing? Like, why is it? We can't keep blaming the children. We got to look at a few things. Let's look at the numbers, like the fishermen vessels that are not insured. You got 90% of the boats not insured. There's a problem with the insurance. Can be the vessels. That ratio sounds like something definitely wrong. There's some break in communication. School children, how many children are failing versus how many are passing? If you have 50%, 50%, you can say, well, okay, 60, 60, 40, 70, 30. Wait a minute. 80, 20. Wait, hold on a second here. 90, 10. You're telling me you got 10% of the children going to school passing the exams with a decent grade, 5% barely making it, and the rest all failing, and you still think it's the students? Nah, man. Like you said, man, we got to start looking at this differently. We got to look at this with a different set of eyes because something ain't right.
Look,
Some of it rough.
from my point of view, this is the most, this is the, this this government that ain't right now, if I could say it, I never see a, I never see a government in Barbados that blind an eye to so much things and just chase down the dollar bill like these set of politicians that ain't right now. And it's so scary, Rasta man, because you think that these statistics that then just bring up about the fisheries, them didn't know this here before.
Of course. Serious.
But I could give somebody else a chance to run
Well,
through
I
if
thank you for sharing, man. I give thanks. Like I said, this is Free Up Friday, man. What's on your mind is for y'all, man. It's your time. So I give thanks for you for sharing as well. Sister right here said, I work for a lady in a jewelry store already who gave her employees 10 minutes for lunch. 10 minutes. I was out in a couple of weeks because she couldn't be serious. Wow. Shout out to the family away and abroad. Shout out to moms, the matriarch. Give thanks for joining. Love, and light. We allowing them to treat us less than, yep, that's how it is. We allow it. So we got to change it. When last I checked, you entitled to a lunch hour and 2 off days. Well, what you're entitled to and what they do is 2 different things, eh? Serious. Many jobs in Barbados, the staff are not allowed most days to take their full lunch hour. Labor office is master house. And they tell themselves that you need the job because you need the money. They also make you do a million things for the yes, at the end of the week. Serious. That's why I keep saying Barbados AG is not doing his job. The AG should be independent of any politicians or business owners. Well, that might be in a real world. Barbados is not a real place. Just keep that in mind, Noel. It is not. We are still prisoners of war with invisible chain. Facts. Yep. Would you believe that one man get paid for work in the fisheries, a man in a wheelchair? Yeah, he might be writing, he might be the books. Maybe he does the books. Barbados is one big experiment. So stay away from crooked, corrupt lawyers. Noel says stay away. Noel says stay away from the lawyers, man. The invaders are all, it's evil, never left our shores. They never left. Facts. Here you go, Sandra. Thanks. Satanic was too strong a word to use, but they are not asking hard-hitting questions the population needs to hear. Has anyone noticed they are doing nothing? No, I recognize that a long time for sure. I realize that a lot of these press conferences have the same usual names. You hear the same names, the Manuels and all the other ones that they laugh and joke, inside jokes and stuff. They know these guys. But they don't really ask the kind of questions because they can't. And they know it. They've been doing it long enough to know, well, don't do that because, how it is. Phone calls get made. You get pulled in the office when you get back to the Fonty Bell stretch and, blah, 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 blah. They're all in cahoots, man. They're all in cahoots. That's why social media, like Mr. Ford said, to stop the rumors on social media. The rumors, like I be repeating and playing information they get from their media houses. I don't come on trying to fabricate nothing and create no disinformation. I just share disinformation. Anyhow, what time is it? Yeah, all right, we up out of here in a minute, man. So systems were set up. It was set up to have 100% of all businesses household from dumping raw sewage into the sea. Well, that's what it was, but right now they're dumping it in the ocean. So from all them hotels on the South Coast, well, like Mr. Abrams said, we're gonna make it permanent. Well, I guess he meant temporarily permanent or permanently temporary. These cats ain't bright, I mean, don't get me wrong. They went to school at these brand name schools. Because they went to brand name school, don't mean they went to school. You know what I mean? You said he's very interesting. No, he not. No, he not. He not interested in one bit, man. There ain't nothing interesting about him. He is obvious to duck. I just put down my foot with my employer, pick up days and hours, pick my days and hours. But after it's got to, I mean, you get what you negotiate. So you got to wake up for sure. You get what you negotiate. And it's simple as that. Okay, Jackie Stewart. The only ones failing is the so-called adults in the house. By whose standards are they judging? The education, aka indoctrination system, ain't fit for purpose. Just want to destroy all children's spirit. They can't stick their opinion where the sun. Jackie, sunrise in Barbados. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You can't behave yourself. And I agree with you though. You know, it starts at home, family. I promote it. Sign code for university, man. I'm embarrassed to say, man, we need to get it going. We need to, because our children need rescuing in most cases from these devils, man. I gotta call it devils, man. Okay, got somebody here backstage. I want to bring them in a second. Give me a second. I got two persons backstage. Bring them in a second. Let's see. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see what they can come up with. Hang on a second. No, there's three backstage. Looks like the same individual. Okay. Which one to pick? The first one? Let's try the first one.
You're in.
Yeah. Okay. So this individual, that's all right. The platform is yours. You want to come on and do that. I mean, that's good to know you're paying attention. I'm happy to hear that you're paying attention. Okay. That's your other one. That's your alter ego. I guess this is your final friend.
You want to go clean my room.
Okay. All right. So thank you for joining us on Politically Incorrect. You see, we get all kind of people coming on here from all walks of life. Y'all think I'd be joking, right? Y'all have no idea what the Rastaman's got to deal with. So I don't mind people and their opinions sometimes because, like, I know what he's got to deal with, but Slashy, I know, right? I just tell people all the time, man, I knew this deal with it. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. Just be mindful, huh? Be mindful. Anyhow, having said that, it's good to get a little laugh, man. Up, you got saying here, hashtag Mia must go. Mia must go. Government hold town hall meeting sponsored by the banks. I like it. Yes, Empress. Oh, that's what's happened, man. Yeah, no statement criticizing the GIS adults in the demonic school. They did a audit. They got some information. They handed to the police, but we never came out of that. They silenced the two individuals, I'm sure, by signing a disclaimer. Empress said them as beer freaks. Nah, them in the freaks, man. Them in the freaks, man. They just, man. Somebody must be paying them. And I would hope so. Doing that for free. The thing that people do behind the computer. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, crazy people. I don't mind the fact that they watch it. They're gonna learn something, man. Fabian said it best. Get up, my brothers and sisters. Stop sleeping. Let those last three clips I put up, those three guests that called in, be an example of what we're dealing with, family. Because as much as they could find the time to do that, they don't find the time to help do what is right. So they're individuals that will try their best to put obstacles in your way. You got to know that. But don't worry about the obstacles. you step over them and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, and that's what we're dealing with. So at this point, Facebook is saying to me that they're removed my video. Is it time to rock the boat? I just got a message saying that, and they're telling me CY. So let me go and click on CY, and it tells me it goes against our terms and services of intellectual property. So that particular one I did, is it time to rock the boat? They're claiming, Facebook is claiming they just removed it. I just got a message, like literally just got a message. That's why we try to explain, man. This pathing for everybody, not for the faint at heart. So what I want to say is to say this again, family. And I think Fabian just said it again. You know, you got to wake up and see what's going on, family, and do what you got to do. Stop holding things in your heart. Stop holding grudges. The Bible say, leave your gift at the altar. Go make amends. The word is go make amends with your brother. You know, if your brother done a wrong, if you did a wrong, if your sister did a wrong or you did a wrong, go make amends. The word is amends. Don't go bring judgment. Go make amends. Go make amends just for the sake of making amends. And you forgive and you move on. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you so that you don't become bitter, but become better. That gonna miss a lot of people, but that's all right because, you know, you are where you are, you know, and that's it. And so having said that, I don't mind the cats coming on. Let them come. It's just entertainment. You know, the entertainment segment. Anyhow, Maria, I see you too. Facebook is enough ignorance. Nah, that's all right, man. We here already. Who saw it, who didn't see it. And basically we will reorganize it. Like I'll fix that. I know how to fix that. I got you covered. Notice I'm gonna fix that. If we stay asleep, the criminals profit. So we have to decide if we will continue with this nonsense. That's right. I had people being abusive or reported them, and Facebook saw nothing wrong. Yep, that's how it go, man. Yep, flaggers. Well, that's the whole thing, man. Like I said, we good, man. We good. We doing what we got to do. Family, I give thanks as always for y'all being here, staying with us, and we gonna make things happen. Continue to rise above it all. Continue to be mindful. Yeah, that's how it go, man. That's how it go. Yeah, what we gonna do, man? Let me just go ahead and drop some tunes here real quick. Drop a tune. Be free, family, consciously. Be free. Be at one, be at peace, man. Don't let nobody steal your joy, man. In fact, I'm gonna play the tune we played on Wednesday. I mean that did touch me in a whole different way. Shout out to Gabby, man. Big shout out to Gabby and this particular tune right here. Y'all already know what time it is, man. In comes the fisherman, man. Just for the people. Go to the fisheries, man.
Sometimes I just sit on the beach and watch the fishermen. Sometimes I just sit on the beach and watch the fishermen. Sometimes they sit by the shore, with me by another where they go, to be many fishing bites, to catch fish without thanks. Bajan, fishermen, they will go to the fishing bites, catch fish without thanks. Sometimes I just sit on the beach and talk, the fishermen. Sometimes I just sit on the beach and I will talk and talk and talk and talk. The fishermen, we fishermen, they will tell me stories oh so rare of some monstrous fish that got away. Then they will sail out again in the sun or the rain. Bajan, Bajan, fishermen, fishermen, they will sail out again in the sun or the rain. Bajan, Bajan, fishermen. But sometimes I will sit on the beach and I will pray. Be fishermen, fishermen. Sometimes I will sit on the beach and I will pray and pray and pray. Be fishermen, be fishermen. Or sometimes they will fish all night. Don't even get one single bite. Lord, and they will come home so sad. Come home so sad. Bajan, Bajan.
Yes, yes.
Fishermen,
The mighty, mighty
fishermen. They will come home so sad. Come home so sad. Bajan, Bajan, fishermen. But sometimes I will sit on the beach and I will laugh. Fishermen. Oh, fishermen, 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 fishermen. Sometimes I will sit on the beach and I will laugh. Fishermen, fishermen, fishermen. Cause sometimes the fishing will be great. Then fish will bite a temporary bait. Oh Lord, and they will come home again, singing about shark and dolphin.
Shark and dolphin.
Bajan, Bajan, fishermen, fishermen, they will come home again. Be flying fish back to the brim. The Bajan. Bajan, Bajan,
I one day it is just hit different. That last chord. Look, what they make it sport, man. Bajan fishermen. That way tell you, family, we know their energies and spirits that, you know, infuse themselves into people. Sandra mentioned it earlier. She said satanic was a strong word, but it wasn't really a strong word, sis. I just wanted to hear your perspective because we got to understand you're dealing with devils, man. And it's an energy, you know, so we rust not against flesh and blood. So we see these ministers and Puss in Boots and all these other characters realize that they just vessels, man. And it's the energy that have possessed them that cause them to function like that. And in most cases, a lot of them don't even have a clue that they don't even have a clue. They think they know, but they really don't. All they know is the energy they carry. But we who could see and know how to operate accordingly. And we do move, you know, with these suspicious characters in the way we ought to, man. You know, we see them from afar. So we give thanks, man. We give thanks. You know what I'm saying? Gabby is a legend. He said he's a legend for sure, man. But we're going to keep it going, family. Give thanks again. Y'all have a peaceful, restful evening. And do some reflection on self. On self. And ask yourself, you know, when it comes to, you know, are you at peace? You know, people say, yeah, I at peace, you know, but then are you really at peace? You know, seek ye first the kingdom, man. Find that peace within. Find your divinity within. Function accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It brings a different energy to the table every time. And despite you being soft-spoken or appearing of soft-spoken, you know, meekness don't mean weakness. Just keep that in mind. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyhow, Bajan fishermen and fisherwomen. And whoever took that lady's engine, man, like, just do the right thing and take that back. Do the right thing. Don't make Black Lion come for you. You don't want that. I'm telling you, all don't want that. Take that back. I put that in the universe, man. Take it back. Anyhow, family. Love and light. Love and light. Love and light. Shout out to the family too in Trinidad. You know, y'all know who you be. All day, every day. Bajan Fisherman. I love this tune, man. This done grew on me. So, you know, I'm going out with this in a minute. But Bajan Fisher. Again, though, big shout out and salute to the Fisher folks who did that amazing cleanup works. I mean, the works y'all did for what it was. We know where we left off. You know, we know where we left off. And we know where we left off with all that. Then to see where we at right now, considering all from there to where we are now here, you know, like I said, man, full 1,000 salutes, man, straight up. You know, y'all have a great evening. Oh, thanks, Aaron. For those who celebrate I forgot to say earlier, but Assalamu Alaikum, you know, Shabbat Shalom, Ashe Hotep, you know, for those in the conscious community, Rastafari, Kidamari, y'all already know. And again, love and light, family. Give thanks, Aaron, for that word sound, Jackie, as well. Love and light, family. Y'all be good. Bajan Fishermen. I gonna pull up that one again. I'm just amazed at this. I could watch this all night, like, yo, you know, the before and after. Yes, and I'm standing on top of this ice box in the middle of the water. I felt good about that. Yeah. Just the energy. It's just so much energy. I had to stand there and just absorb it, man. Like, who knows, huh? Who knows it? They say who feels it knows, right? Anyhow, Gabby, take us home, man. Haile Selassie first, Empress Reserve, man and family. One perfect balance, man. Y'all be upful and joyful all day, every day. For sure, for sure. Come, Gabby, bring that tune again, man. I want to hear that part right there. You know what? Rich know which part it is.
Fishermen. Sometimes I will sit on the beach and I will laugh. Fishermen. Cause sometimes the fishing will be great. Then fish will bite a temporary bait. Oh Lord, and they will come home again, singing about shark and dolphin. Bajan, fishermen, they will come home again. We flying fish back to the brim. The Bejan, fisher.